about the word clairvoyance, if you want to call it that. You know, there's this I like the definition. It's ESP and all that, but uh, there's something else like when you how you perceive. You see with your eyes, right? And let's say I don't see this. I don't know, someone does something magical and I see this, and now I pick this up. It's really a mouse, and my senses tell me, well, this can't be it, and I just start doing like that, and it moves. Except a lot of times it doesn't happen like that, but you feel it, you feel metal. I feel the metal, it's cold, but someone tells me it's really not, and I don't see it, but I kind of perceive that it's something like that, to that effect. That's what I would call a switch, because you switch this for this, except I don't see it. And people have been doing that on Earth ever since I was a kid. That I don't know. They're usually believers, worshipers. Whether they're open Satanists or they believe in some kind of religion. Even if they're proclaiming to be atheists, I think they do that. I don't know to the fullest extent because everybody's different. I don't know who knows. I think a lot of people know about that. And I had a lot of not just fear, but a complex about that. So it happens. And I was like, geez, did I mess with that stuff and now it's coming back to me? Because I told people, like, I think I started doing that, and it came back, and like everyone in the world can do that to me. That's what I thought for years. And there was one time, and it has something to do. I think it's something. If I really, really love or like this, this mouse. No, if someone tries to do that and switch it for that to, so I could see it, I'll get away with it or something like that, or a person. Because those people that I saw, and they would say, "Udało ci się, you got lucky," and they would walk away. And the second time, unless I was really like in love with them, or maybe I just couldn't do it, they would look like another person. One of them was Janusz Kwiatkowski around 2017, 2018. It was right here in my house, and I saw him walking. I was like, "Hey, I was like, hey, we got dinner. What are you doing?" And he didn't think I saw him. He thought he saw my uncle. Because that he was trying to portray, Stanley Nimick. And then I think he said, "Udało ci się, you got lucky." I don't know if he said it or not. He just walked away. And all of a sudden, I just remember just going to my room and I just like fell asleep or something like that. Woke up at night and woke downstairs. And there's Stanley Nimick, which I thought was Stanley Nimick, my mom and dad playing cards. I know they knew who they were playing with. And it's like, it came down to like $78 or $80, which I think what it looked like Stanley Nimick, Jan was over there, I think he won. Something like that, or maybe he lost. I don't know. I can't remember that extent. But I was making, tuna fish, and I just put like too many peppers. And it's the way I said it. It's like, oh, there's more tuna. My mom says there's more like of the additives than the tuna. And just the way he started laughing. And then there was a card game, and like they play against each other, and like what appeared to be Stanley actually started complaining. Like they're playing, he got angry or something like that. So that's how you kind of thought it was Janusz over there, Kwiatkowski. But it's not like I had to feel a sense. I could tell by facial mannerisms. You're clearly not the same person. I know Stanley Nimick well, even in his crazy, his bitter moments. He was the way he was acting. But I mean, it was just so long ago, and I just thought about it. I just, I can't remember it. Piece by piece. I don't know if Jan was there, won the money or he lost, but he would just he would be angry about a couple dollars if he lost. So he would just be bitter and angry, telling him what he would do. But people steal they manipulate each other all the time, So he really enjoyed if my mom and my dad would get Eternity of Hell or something like that. But that's what I call a switch, and it's manipulation of your perception. You could do that with places too. I don't know how do people do it. Or they're using their mind, obviously, And let's say I'm here in Rollway, they do something. I'm driving a car. It took me like an hour and a half. Like, what was I driving so far? Or like, I won't even notice it. I look at the clock, and the clock, it just gets really dark depending on the time. Like something's wrong, and I'm like, an hour and a half away in another place, and I think I'm here in Rollway in my apartment. And that's the freakiest part. That's why I kind of figure if I'm going to be, driving for them, what if someone starts messing with me like that? A couple of times I started, trying to look at the clock. I was like, it doesn't matter. Like, how am I gonna know? I'm gonna actually take a picture, record a video. You know, two people actually deleted videos from my phone I recorded 2 years ago when it was going on. You know, because I feel like it was in their car, they were trying to do something. And then he said, oh, you don't know what we did to you, do you? You know, it's just like, you know, if they could do it, they could do anything. I could be someone, who knows, maybe someone's around me or something like that. You know? It's like the best place is just, you know, record everything. Do I have time to record everything? You know? I want to live a normal life. I don't want to live a life with their manipulation and this and the other thing, you know? You know, but yeah, it drove, not to insanity, but I was like, geez, well, why did I do that to begin with? And like, you know, 94, 95, 94, I think, 93, 94. I started messing around with that. I think people have been doing that before me. I don't know, but you know, it is creepy and disgusting, you know? You know, a couple times I remember, like, 94, I woke this kid, his house, Mario Tello, you know? And, like, I think I saw my grandma walking. It sounded like my grandma just walking really fast. I don't know, maybe I wasn't even Elizabeth. You know, who knows where I was? You know, imagine as a kid, you're like, you know, you could be somewhere else in the whole entire world. You know, that's why I know for a fact I was in California when, and mistaken, like 2006, 2007. But I thought I was at home here in New Jersey, rural New Jersey. You know, but and those people know how to do it too, as well. You know, it just, you know, how many people talk about it? How many people make science fiction movies? You know, how many people out there are open to the experience? You know. No, it's a magical world, but honestly, not for those reasons. That's why I wouldn't say use the word magical. You know, people get creeped out, tripped out on it. You know, they start doing crazy things. I'm talking about like this tobacco, you know, weeds and herbs. You know, the nutrients in it. You know, I just had pierogies. They're not the best of potato cheese, but I had peppers that were grown in the yard. I put ginger. And I did with onions. You know, it's the process, the nutrients that help you heal. That, you know, put flavor in life. That doesn't have flavor. You know, to get over and somebody do that, somebody like, you know, I know there's people that probably, you know, never think about it. Do you enjoy that? You know, do you talk about it behind my back? You know, it's disgusting. Like, that's not real. It's not honesty. And you know, whether you know, Kwiatkowski, I think he would smile and laugh when, you know, I kind of knew something was up, you know? It's like they enjoy it. I get it. You know, it's freaky. But, you know, I'm not into that stuff. I never wanted to do that stuff. That's one of the reasons why I call myself, I might be a sociopath, because I messed around with that. And, like, you know, let me see, 7th grade, so I must have been 93, you know? I was like, I didn't want to do that. And imagine to do that with another person that, let's say, you don't really like entirely, right? And I think the reason why I saw Kwiatkowski, it was a girl from E! News back in like 2009, 2010. She did the same thing. That's why I think I was in New York, or I don't know, wherever I had the headquarters, they were recording, you know, that Tosh Porno guy. And she started doing this thing like, no, about, you know, the Legal Blonde, like, you know, it's going to be a theater or number two, the second or sequel. And I was insane. I was thinking it, but when you're thinking it, whatever you think it's like it comes out. They could either, it's like you're talking to them. It's really weird. I didn't see anybody. I was sitting in my living room. You know, it was just creepy. It's like, what do you get out of that? Why don't you, you know, text me a message or like, you know, let's talk about our differences. You know, what is the purpose of me being somewhere recording? Like, you know, make a joke out of it. It's like, you're messing with my mind. You're messing with my life, you know? And they know how to do that as well. Sure, it's not just because celebrities. A lot of people know that. You know, that's why, you know, last year when I woke up to it, I was like, wow, the whole world is kind of bad. And I didn't see her, but this woman from Lyon, America, after things happened, she said, you know, Łukasz, ty nikogo nie znasz. Łukasz, you don't know everybody. I don't know how she meant it, but I felt like she meant that you don't know the people around you. You know, and I took it that way. I was like, Jesus, like, she's fucking right. You know, I wasn't scared. I was like, it gave me actually a kind of boost of power, strength, and, you know, wisdom, you know. It was true, you know. I mean, who knows? If I didn't have that winter, if things didn't happen, maybe I wouldn't have caught on to that. Maybe I still would have thought that I'm the guilty one, but I know I'm not. You know, because imagine for like decades, over 20 years, thinking you started some evil. This is evil happening for you, from you, and you're doing this. When you realize, well, I didn't do that. Did I put a hex on the NBA 2K game? Because Baba Ganoush and people are just enjoying that stuff. You know, it's like I don't do that stuff. There was a lot of creepy stuff happening. You know, but then I realized I don't believe in this evil. I don't even let it penetrate my mind. I don't want to sit on my mind. You know, I don't want to manipulate people. You know, the fact that some people can read my mind, they start doing stupid stuff. Listen, man, I just think a lot of crazy, ridiculous stuff that you don't even understand because, you know, it's corny. I don't even talk about it. You know, the fact that you're in mind, you start doing this stuff, is it my problem? You're going to blame me? Look at yourself. Look what you're doing. I mean, lately things are different because people know I woke up, or they know who I am, or they know who they are. You know? Well, at least you now know who you are. Because for years, I didn't know who I was. On the basis of people manipulating me and not talking about it. Not being open about it. You know, it isn't about your bills and all that, your petty life. That's just disgusting, you know? I'm pretty sure people that say you believe in a God, I don't know what that is to you, but sure isn't a good being. Someone decent, and you know, when you get to manipulate it, then you go to the place of worship, right? I mean, but I already talked about that. You know, I could pull up facts, data on each of your religions, face, I like to call it, and disturbing things that they did in the name of your little precious being. Through history. And it wasn't just the Caucasians, they're people. All right, don't you know, assume it's just the white man. You know, because it's nice and easy to say, well, by this is my percentage, why, so white people are all bad, worse. You know, it's just, we can do the math. But, you know, it is kind of freaky when, you know, back then, you know, might have been earlier than 2017, 18, but I kind of respected Janos, you know. You know, we used to talk, I was doing my job, it was cool. That's probably why I saw him. You know, I like, things happen, I have no respect for that guy anymore. I know who he is. And the fact that he did that, I just, you know, I was just very skeptical. I was like, why would he even do that? You know? I mean, and I just didn't put it together. But I was like, if he did that, then everybody could do that. Everybody around me. And the people that, they see my sin, they keep their mouth shut. They don't even talk to me about it. So it's like, you know, maybe I'm all alone in this world. Someone who is honest and decent doesn't manipulate people. Or I'm alive. I'm a sentient being. Are you? Because I doubt it. A lot of people don't feel anything inside. Just fear and hatred. And you thrive on that. If you just hate something for, hate is a strong word, but you just hate this, you know, you feel it's disgusting, ridiculous, this and that, without actually knowing it, or a person, chances are you might be in on that.